wanted to like share the new drip, the new hype. A lot of like fitness influencers have been rocking Canes. They're like Crocs, but I would say more comfortable and more functional in terms of like, if you really wanted to, you could probably sprint from point A to point B. I don't think they're not made for running, but yeah, they've been good to me. This is a size 9. I even bought another pair, size 10. I think I need more room in the toe box, but yeah, Cane footwear. Discount code, no, I don't have a discount code. So lately I've been doing a clear protein, which I didn't think I'd like, but if you're sipping on a protein during a workout and you rather not have like whey, which I honestly, the way I do whey is I mix a little bit of almond milk and a little bit of water with the whey. So it's a little more richer for me, it's a little more filling. This way, this feels like you're doing like an electrolyte drink when it's a clear whey, so. I feel like kettlebell swings are like a staple in my warm-up because when I had lower back pain, the kettlebell swing was like the one exercise that taught me that you can hinge without breaking your back. So not only does it warm up my glutes, like at the end, where I squeeze my glutes at the end. That's why if you ever have like low back pain, I'll always recommend that working up to a proper kettlebell swing is like very important to low back health. Sometimes when it comes to an injury, and correct me if I'm like butchering this, that it's not necessarily, like if it's not a structural issue, sometimes it's your pain response.
So if we kind of separate the body like a computer with your hardware and your software, right? Just because the hardware is old, doesn't mean you can't update the software always, right? But if you update your hardware, it can handle newer software, right? So that's why we always train to make things stronger and make them better and move better. But the thing is, when the brain has been learning, it's adapting to everything, then it starts to try to prevent you from doing certain things because it senses things as a threat, right? So pain is not an actual signal coming from like your knee or your shoulder. It's a bunch of different signals you're getting. The brain is taking all these signals in and then looking at all of it and saying, oh, is there a possible threat here? Then I'm going to cause some pain, right? So your shoulder can heal, but because you've had that shoulder injury from God knows how long, your brain has learned that certain movements, certain angles, certain ways you move, certain temperatures, weather, how much you sleep is a threat and it should cause pain. So that's why sometimes it doesn't make sense, because you're like, why does this hurt? Nothing's wrong there when I got my MRI, but there's still pain. So you have to kind of teach the brain to calm things down and then build it up.
Yeah, run me through the workout.
Okay, so what we're gonna do today is have Mark do a little bit of running we're gonna call it threshold. And since we haven't done any actual testing of what Mark's thresholds are, what his numbers are, we're gonna start to find that by feel. So I'm gonna be watching you running and I'm gonna start to find when you feel like you're at a comfortable but uncomfortable pace. So we're gonna talk about that in the workout, but we're gonna have a couple short little running segments and then we're gonna have you going into the sled push. So I've set up your sled here. We've got, we're at about men's open weight, so maybe a little bit less, but I think that's fine for today. So we're gonna be doing some, we call this compromised running. So running at sort of your threshold race pace right into the push, and then we're gonna activate the single leg strength, bringing in some step ups. So that's gonna be the first part today.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you're gonna see so many different
So Claire shared with me something that I'm gonna take away from this workout, is that like when you're going from station to station, in most cases, you can trust your legs or your body to bring its heart rate down and recover on the station that you're on rather than just stopping altogether. If I butchered that.
Yeah, so like because we're essentially switching engines 16 times because you have 8 runs and you have 8 stations, so there's going to be 16 times that you're switching what you're doing. So those runs are going to feel really hard, but every time you switch, you just have to trust you're going to get to the station, you're going to feel really tired because you just ran, but trust that your heart rate is going to come down as you start to do the workout station. And also in most cases, you're giving those running muscles a break. So if you're on the farmer's carry, for example, now you're putting everything into your forearms. If you're on the sled pull, and Mark has really great upper body strength, he can actually just hand over hand the sled pull. He's giving his legs a break. So you just have to get to that station. You're going to feel like shit, but you have to trust that the heart rate's going to come down and you're going to get a little aerobic recovery so that you have that full workout station to kind of recover before you start the next run. And you just have to trust. It's going to feel like you're just redlining it, but you just have to trust every single time you're going to get to that station, and at some point, even though you're working hard, things are going to settle a bit and you'll feel ready to attack that next run.